Hey guys, it's me, Tatum Thrift Walker. It took me a while to post this, at least 2 days. I've been getting messages after messages about Aubrey and, wanting me to speak out about bullying and stuff, but I just had to take the time, to kind of gather my thoughts. And I was sent several videos of Kendall Rich. I finally watched it last night, watched what she said, and I had to cool off. I'm going to start by saying bullying comes in all shapes and forms. And for you as an influencer, you got a lot more followers than I do. I'm going to say this. You should be ashamed of yourself. There's sometimes if you can't say nothing nice, you just need to shut your mouth. My son, Joseph, and you can follow his Facebook story, Joseph Strong. 5.5 years ago. When I say there's different forms of bullying, this is what I mean. My son was a 2nd degree black belt. He was a dirt bike rider. He was a great football player. So he wasn't someone that would let someone bully him. I taught him that way. But here's the thing. There's so many kids that they're not like that. They're soft-hearted. They can't take bullying. Not everybody, is a fighter. I wasn't growing up. My mama taught me. I used to get bullied when I was in grammar school to about 4th grade. And then something just turned on me. But what I'm saying is, jealousy is a type of bullying too. If somebody is very jealous of you, they will hurt you. And I tell everybody, my son snuck out to go to a New Year's Eve party with his so-called friends. They set him up, and one of them pistol whipped him in the back of the head, left him for dead for 14 hours before we found him. They were going to say he fell off a 2-story barn. They were letting him die. Luckily, God saved him. He lived 5.5 years. He died in April. He died in my arms. He aspirated. He still had seizures and stuff, and, most traumatic brain injuries, a lot of their deaths are due to aspiration. We have been bullied. They have got so many fake Facebooks. They have talked about my son. I buried my dad 2 years ago. The day that I was burying my father. So the day I was burying my father, I get a Facebook message. And of course they, fake profile. But I knew it was them because of the way they talked. Anybody that knew my dad knew that he didn't drink. He did cuss. He was human, but not that much. They said they were going to shit and piss and take a shot on my dad's grave and watch me clean it off. That my son was retarded and that he was such a badass, but he got his ass handed to him and now he was retarded. First of all, I don't say that word retarded because just because you're a mentally stable child does not mean you're retarded. My son was not that way. He had a traumatic brain injury. But getting back to the bullying part was, our house was egged. I caught one of them at a store down from my house, and I paid a $400 fine because I slung his ass. I went back in the store. He threatened me with a gun. Yeah. My thing with Miss Rich is, for you to say you don't know how you would act. No, you don't. Because I'm going to tell you something. I used to think a lot of different ways. When I got the call and that happened to my son, I said to myself, this can't happen to me. Also, you talking about somebody, let me tell you a true story here. My mama had a friend who had a mentally challenged child. And how do I say? I don't want to say mentally challenged. God's angel. She had a God's angel. Let me say that. Well, she called the child retarded. She had a child and it was one of God's angels. So I'm just saying, when you're talking about somebody's child, you're saying that something ain't right. She's laughing and all this. I've had people tell me, they see me laughing and going out. Y'all don't see us in our element. Y'all don't see me cry. Y'all don't see that. I mean, I broke down once or twice on here, but you don't see that because I'm a strong woman. You're not going to see that. My animals see it. I cry with them. My husband sees it. My husband sees more than anybody sees. So laugh is some form of not crying. So me and my husband just went on our first vacation, and I couldn't tell you when. I'm pushing all my businesses back. I'm doing what my son would have wanted me to do. Did you want us to go lay in a hole and die? There still hasn't been justice for my son. I'm still working on it. The one that hit him is still around here. And they're still bullying and saying it wasn't him and wasn't that. Aubrey's mama is doing what she should do. And for you as a mother, that's what just gets me. As you as a mother, don't begin to understand what people go through. And I was following you. And I'm not following you anymore. I don't want to follow somebody and support somebody that can say what you said. If you thought that, you should have kept it to your damn self. I watched the video, and I'm trying not to get mad, but you don't have no idea what it's like. No, my son did not do exactly what Aubrey did, but he suffered for 5.5 years before he went to see God. And, he lived in misery. Yeah. And this is also for Aubrey's mama. My heart goes out to you because I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine what you're going through, but it's a little different than my situation. But I held my son on his last breath. And a lot of people tells me they don't know how I done that, but in a way, I'm glad it was me that was with him. They worked on him for 30 minutes when they got there. They tried to alive him, but they couldn't. But know that she's with God. And what she went through, I'm going to do my best. And I'm talking to people now who's been bullying. I think there should be a law passed. And, this superintendent, what your children did, and I'm not saying it's all the parents' fault, and I will say this. We teach our kids. I taught my kid. In high school, I caught a girl bullying one of the special ed children. I told her I busted one of the dinner plates over across her head if she didn't apologize to her. I taught my kid, if you seen somebody bullying, dadgummit, I don't care if you get in trouble. Take it to your own hands. Stop it before it starts. But the fact is, this mom went to the school and she asked for help. And y'all didn't do nothing. First of all, the school needs to be sued. And I'm not a big suer or whatever. They need to be sued. Something in that town needs to be in honor of Aubrey Wyatt. Her story needs to keep going. And Aubrey is speaking from the grave. She is letting people know that this isn't okay. This child was taken away from her mama and her family because of these 4 little, oh God, honey. Ooh, and I want to tell you something. These kids, they need to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. They need a picture of Aubrey up in their cell, and they need to have to look at it every day, and they need to have to pray and look at what they did to her. And they need their ass beat 24/7 for at least a month. And I'm just heartbroken because this keeps happening, guys. When is it going to stop? The bullying and the making fun of people. Let me tell you something, and I say this, if y'all follow me on my Joseph Strong, if you follow me on Tatum Thrift Walker, if you follow me on Just Ask Tatum, my blog, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, YouTube, y'all have heard me say this one time. Nobody's shit smells like candy, okay? If they do, they must have stuck it up their tail hole. That's all I got to say. So there's nobody better than nobody. I grew up, as my friends say, with a platinum spoon in my mouth. And I'm going to tell you something. I ain't better than nobody else in this town. Anybody that knows me knows I speak to everybody. I treat everybody equal. Because that's what a human being does. You need to be rich from your heart, not from your wallet. And also, you creators that say stuff like this, why should we keep supporting you, following you, doing all this, and giving you money in your pocket when you're really making money off hurting others? That ain't right. It ain't right, people. I think that Kendall Rich, I think that she should realize what she done. I don't see no remorse in her. She hasn't come on here and made a video that I've seen now. She might have. I hadn't seen it and I quit following her. You haven't even said I'm sorry because you don't show no remorse. But now I feel like you'd say you're sorry just to get your followers back. But the damage has been done. But saying I'm sorry is the least you could do. I mean, it's just a human thing to do. But I think you should do something for Aubrey's family. And you talk about bullying. How you know people ain't going to come after your children now and bully them? Because of what you said. You're a type of bully in a way. People think before you speak. And if you ain't got nothing nice to say, sometimes the best thing to do is keep your damn mouth shut. You know, people ask me all the time, they can't believe I ain't in prison. Because I ain't dragged one of them that's done that to my son. I don't see them, number one. They don't come around me. But number two, what good is that going to do? I want to do it the right way. Now, if they was to get in my face or they put their hands on me, I would thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because I would drag a bitch. But I'm saying, I try to do the right thing, live for the Lord, and I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. But what this is down to is what Kendall Rich did was wrong. But I want to say the love in the community for Aubrey is wonderful. I'm going to try to be there this week for the hearing. I'm going to try my hardest to go to Mississippi. So if I can make it, I'll be there. If not, I'll be there in spirit. But to Aubrey's mama and her family, you can reach out to me if there's anything. You just need to talk. You need to scream. You need to vent. Anything, you need my help with anything, please reach out. I don't even know y'all, but it's part of God's children. I love y'all in my heart and my soul, and know that my son is up there with Aubrey and it's going to be okay. But what these people have done, you deserve justice just like my son does, and he's going to get it because I'm not going to quit. But justice for Aubrey. And God bless each and every one of you. And I'm sorry for what you're going through. From one mother to another.